first we're going to talk about what exactly is going to happen. Like, how is this pitch slam going to work? We've got 5 different brands who are all going to pitch to the panel and to the audience. Each pitch is going to be 5 minutes long, and during that pitch, the buyers have a scorecard, and they're going to grade each pitch. After each pitch, there'll be 5 minutes of live feedback that we all get to watch and kind of learn from and interact with, which is really, really cool. And then we'll get the next contestant out here, and we're going to kind of rinse and repeat that for all of the different pitches. Any questions? Okay. So as we get started, first we want to talk about the judges. We're really, really lucky to have all the judges that we have here. Each judge was selected for their industry expertise, geographical relevance to Central Oregon, and the diversity of the size of the retailer they represent. So we'll kick it off by introducing Joe Anzaldo, the COO of Grocery Grasshopper, Newport Market, Rudy's, and Oliver Lemons. Joe, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, love the energy, Joe. All right, next up, we've got John Boyle, who is the Chief Merchandising and Marketing Officer of Marketed Choice. John's making his way out here. Give him a warm round of applause. Thank you so much, John. Next up, we've got Darren Viscount, who's the Senior Category Manager for Good Food Holdings Company, which incorporates, it's like a combination of retailers: Met Market, New Seasons, New Leaf Community Markets, Lazy Acres, and Bristol Farms. Darren, thank you for being here. And last up, we've got Tommy Branson, who is the current district manager for Albertson Safeway in the Eugene Bend territory. So she's the district manager for our local Albertson Safeways. We're very honored to have you. Thank you. Cool. Okay, so without further ado, let's welcome Courtney from Manuka out here to do the first pitch.
Happy National Mushroom Day. We are obsessed with mushrooms, but especially lion's mane mushroom, thanks to its ability to heal the brain. Over 3 billion people worldwide are currently affected by a neurological condition. That's why we are on a mission to extract the active compounds found within lion's mane mushroom and blend them into real food supplements that you could easily incorporate into your everyday rituals to heal the brain. These are our 2 best sellers, the Lion's Mane Think Tincture and our Royal Boost Honey Blend. Both are made with the triple extraction of wild harvested lion's mane mushroom. Our community loves these products. They find that they have more mental clarity, less brain fog, better concentration and focus, and some people have even told us it's changed their lives. So why is this important? Why is brain health important? Brain health is important because 43% of people are affected by a neurological condition. That's half this room. 42% of people believe, 50% of people believe that they can improve their daily brain health with supplementation. And 80% of people believe that lifestyle changes can positively affect their brain. So that's great. People are looking for brain supplements and brain products in your grocery stores. So it's really important that you provide products to them that target their brain. And the nootropic industry is an $11 billion industry. So this is something that people are looking for. The other thing people are looking for is mushrooms. Mushrooms is a booming industry. It was a $31 billion market in 2023 alone. And in North America, it was a $541 million market. And it's not slowing down. The mushroom industry is growing at a rapid rate, and it's expected to hit $62 billion in 2032. So people are looking for brain health, and they're looking for mushrooms. We combine the 2 of them for our lion's mane products. So why is lion's mane so amazing for the brain? The National Institute of Health has over 1,000 published research studies on the ability of lion's mane to literally change the brain. It helps increase neural growth factor, which signals your brain to create new brain cells. It also increases BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which repairs existing brain cells, and the myelin sheath. So if you've ever had a concussion or as you age, your myelin sheath gets degraded. This is why it's imperative that we all add a supplement to our daily ritual to repair that myelin sheath. So why is Manuka Mana different? Because there are mushroom supplements out there, but we are different than anything else currently on the market. We're wild harvested and USA grown. 75% of all mushrooms come from China. We are grown right here in the Pacific Northwest in your backyard. We also use 100% fruiting body mushrooms. That means that we don't use the mycelium and therefore the substrate. That means that we have a more potent end product. We also use a triple extraction: organ spring water, organic cane alcohol, and ultrasonic extraction, which is sound. We're the only ones that are using that ultrasonic and triple extraction process. That creates a super bioavailable product. And Manuka honey. We add Manuka honey to all of our products, which is the world's most medicinal honey. It's the only honey with a grading system. So let's look at what you might have on your shelves at the moment and why we're different. While we compare in price, we exceed in potency and quality. So these other mushroom products that are extracted, they're only a dual extraction. They only use 2 extraction steps. We use 3. That ultrasonic extraction is the third. No one else is wild grown, and no one else is blended with Manuka honey. So we understand that our products require a lot of education, and we are here to support our wholesale partnerships in several different ways. We will provide you informational packets to educate your buyers, your employees, and your staff. We will also provide in-person demos to directly connect with the consumer and educate them on mushrooms and what to look for. And we will also provide samples with each initial order so that your staff and your employees can try the products and feel them for themselves. We are in the midst of a global health crisis, and it is our collective duty to provide clean, effective products that truly make a difference. Let's partner together and provide our communities a lion's mane product that is unlike any other, that's potent, bioavailable, and truly makes a difference in the brain and in our communities to thrive once again. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for, you handled the slide flow very well. You got back on track. You killed it. Extra round of applause for navigating that on stage. Not easy to do. I'm not sure where to stand, so I'm gonna go over here. Joe, if you wouldn't mind kicking us off with some live feedback, what'd you think?
We're on here, yeah. Courtney, great job, especially when you're missing a slide. Like, oh, bad start. I worked on this all night. Or however long you've done
some
it.
important brain stats in there that I wanted to share. So
thank goodness you've been trying your product. And you were able to.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I thought the delivery was great, very genuine. I love the Pacific Northwest versus China. I think that's kind of back to that local piece. We don't do a ton of supplement in ours versus like market of choice, so I'm not so educated in that version, but I thought you did a great job in explaining the difference in something as simple as that Pacific Northwest versus China. The brochures, the supplements are always a big hit because that we can get to our cashiers and the cashiers can learn about it. And that's in our world, since we don't have a supplement person that's standing there and having all that time. It's really the cashiers that'll be doing the talking many times, let alone our staff that stocks it. So I think just that simple thing, I know it's probably a big expense to do the brochures and sampling, but I got to believe you're seeing the results of that. So for us, Newport Market and Oliver Lemons, that would be a big deal. So great job. Keep that going. And love the packaging when you saw the comparison up there to your competitors. I mean, I think yours really stood out as classy and the real deal, if not compared to the others. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that feedback, Joe. John?
Yeah, thanks. Great job, by the way. I had a couple questions. One is around how you feel like your product would do in a pretty crowded category already.
Yeah.
You talked about some ways to get educational materials out there, but maybe talk a little bit about that. And the other question I had was just around your promotional plan and what that strategy looked like to support the brand.
Yeah. So in terms of compared to other products, it is a saturated market. However, like I said, our product is very different than anything on the market. So we have been selling our product now for 3 years. We've had hundreds of people tell us that they've been taking other mushroom supplements and then they switch to Manuka Mana and they're like, oh my God, I could feel a difference in my brain. Like right here in this crowd, many of these people I know are on our daily supplement of our lion's mane tincture, and then they love it because they can feel it. So I think as long as we can educate people on the wild harvested, which sets us apart, and that ultrasonic extraction, our triple extraction process, and the Manuka honey. Like there's 3 very distinct reasons why we separate ourselves from other people in the market. So I do believe that it's a saturated market, but I also believe that it's a growing market. And there's a lot of demand in this market, and it just keeps growing. So we're really at the forefront of research, and we are very specific about what we produce, and we're very intentional. And I think the consumer will feel that. So, and in terms of the promotional materials, we love the in-person markets. We love sharing people. We have very clean and crisp information sheets because there is a lot to learn about mushrooms in general and the bee products. So in terms of like the plan, we would start with an initial, send of the materials. And I love actually to meet with the staff if possible. At one of your staff meetings, I just attend for 10 minutes and just talk about it and sample it and really give people the idea of why this brand is different. And then just reaching out periodically, for doing the in-person demos and reaching out, what else do you need from me? Do you need me to come back to a staff meeting? Do you want to do an event that's all about the brain? And we can talk about what's going on in the industry. And I love to create excitement around the brain and excitement around mushrooms because that's our story. Is my husband had a mini stroke at age 32. And so we needed to heal his brain. So I'm super passionate about this. He's super passionate about it. And so I love to just share that with people so that they can understand the intention behind it. And hopefully that will be translated through the promotional materials and the in-person demos.
Awesome. Darren, we've got time for 30 seconds for maybe no questions, just feedback, and then we'll get Tommy first on the next round.
I definitely love your product and great presentation. One of my concerns is that, obviously being tincture is a little bit more difficult for people to be consistent with. Do you plan to do a capsule? And then I guess the follow-up question really quickly is, do you plan to go direct or distribution?
So we have 2 products that we're talking to you guys about today. One is a tincture, but one is actually a honey blend. So it's a blend of the lion's mane extract blended into Manuka honey with royal jelly, cardamom, and vanilla. People will not forget to take this one. It is so delicious that they look forward to it, and it brings joy to their morning rituals. So if someone doesn't want the tincture, then they can always opt for that Royal Boost honey blend, which is a nice joy to their ritual.
Awesome. That's all we got time for. Tommy, we'll get you on the next one. Thank you so much for the time. Everybody, another round of applause for Courtney. Great job. Thank you. So, for those in the audience who don't know, there is a huge prize package available to the winner of this Pitch Slam. We're featuring 3 of the contributors to that prize package on this slide here. So number 1 is Riff Agency. They are a creative strategy and venture studio that specializes in storytelling, ROI-focused marketing, and digital solutions. They focus on helping brands authentically connect with their audience to drive revenue growth. And our winner will receive Riff's services that best meet the need of the brands from a marketing strategy or video or website support. And that's valued at $2,500. So shout out to Riff. We've also got Story Booth Experience, who you can all see live. It's kind of happening back there. You may have seen that, like a special room when people go in and record stuff. Story Booth will be providing the winning brand with a professional recorded, edited, and produced podcast episode to showcase their individual brand story, valued at $1,000. Round of applause for Story Booth. Lastly, we've got Vision and Story. They are a creative agency that developed the Blueprint, an automated software tool designed to help startups and small businesses craft effective marketing plans by articulating their unique value propositions and marketing positioning, offering their archetype and attribute services valued at $2,000. I can't believe I said that without stumbling on a word. Shout out to Vision and Story. Awesome. Next up, we've got Tiffany, also sometimes Madonna, because she loves this headset. She's here to tell us about Snowshoe Leather.
Hi. Is this where I Vogue? No. I took my lion's mane tincture this morning, but I'm not up to the real Vogue. But all right. Hi. My name is Tiffany Huey, and I am the CEO and refounder of Snowshoe Leather Care. And I'll explain the refounder piece here in a minute. But we make leather care products. We were out of Portland for the last 97 years. I live here in Bend, and I moved us to Bend recently. So what am I going to cover with you today? I'm going to talk to you about what is Snowshoe Leather Care, who is buying Snowshoe, what makes us stand apart from the competition, why you all should carry us, and how we'll drive sell-through together. So Snowshoe was started 97 years ago, and actually my grandfather purchased it from my great-grandfather as a hobby business when he retired from the railroad. And that's actually the two of them at their cabin in Zigzag on Mount Hood. And Jack Dees was not a hobbyist, he was a businessman. And so he actually grew this business to be a very large and profitable business. At the peak of the business, we distributed to LL Bean and JCPenney. But the last couple of generations, it's been a bit of a side hustle, if I'm honest. And so I quit my corporate job about a year ago and decided to live my dream of seeing what could happen with this business if I reinvented it, and spent a little time giving it some TLC. So I spent the last year leveraging my CPG and retail and e-commerce expertise to reinvigorate the business, reinvigorate the brand, create a product pipeline, create a digital presence so that we have social and e-commerce channels, as well as always on digital. And that's why I call myself the refounder of the business. But the one thing I haven't changed is this incredible product. So we use the same exact high quality ingredients that we used 97 years ago, and the recipe is unchanged. So Snowshoe does a phenomenal job of preserving and beautifying and waterproofing leather. As I mentioned, we've been around for 97 years, and we really understand both the needs of leather in damp climates, like in the valley, where leather is susceptible to mold, but also in dry climates, where you have thirsty leather here in Central Oregon. As I said, we've been around for a long time, so we're a proven product. And is that the bell? And finally, I get a lot of questions about what's in our product, and I'm not going to give away all my trade secrets, but it's the beeswax and pine resin that really make it efficacious and help with the waterproofing. So I was really interested in the earlier panel because a lot of themes came up that are relevant to our product. And one of those is really, and maybe many of you experienced this yourself, but during COVID and in the post-COVID era, we've really seen an increase in demand for outdoor and recreational lifestyles. And this product really supports that. Moreover, we are seeing consumers moving away from the trends of the past to fast fashion and really re-embracing quality products that need TLC and care. And somebody gave me a good tip the other day that I thought was very analogous of the alt dairy category, right? For the longest time, we all drank milk. Then alt dairy came along. We thought it was the bee's knees. And then consumers caught on that actually a lot of those alt dairies are highly processed and they consume a lot of resources. And so now you're starting to see a shift back to milk. Well, the same thing's happening with leather. Pleather is another name by and large for plastic. And consumers are realizing this and coming back to leather. They realize that leather can last a lifetime if you take good care of it. So why should you carry Snowshoe Leather Care? Well, first of all, we're a great cross-sell and basket builder. Our most popular SKU sells for $19.95, so good ticket builder. We are a unique and growing category. We're a great proof point. All four of you guys do such a great job at telling your local narrative. Also, we're a supporting piece in the sustainability story. We're hyper relevant to this geography and culture here in the West. And lastly, we're highly giftable, especially our new 4-ounce tin is in this nice premium package and is a little more approachable price point at $14.95. I don't have a ton of time to go into this, but what I will tell you compared to the competition is we're not primarily a boot manufacturing company or a leather glove manufacturing company. We are the categorical experts in this category, and we really have a very efficacious product. Really quick, here's our different products and the prices. No PFAS in our products. And from a promotional support perspective, we'll offer support in the key promotional windows. Would love to advertise on your various different sites. We have our own always on digital, participate in weekly ads, your store apps. We have our own social assets to share, and then we do our own social posts as well. Thank you very much.
I'm going to try staying in the middle and just see how this feels. It doesn't feel good. No, I'm going back. I'm going back to my comfort zone. Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. Tomi, want to give you the opportunity to kick off the feedback. What do you think?
Yeah, first, great presentation. I
Thank
love
you.
the local, I love the sustainability. Where do you see yourself, I do have a question for you. Where do you see yourself in a traditional grocery store? What category on the shelf would you see it in?
Yeah, I mean, I do see Kiwi products, which is a more traditional like tinted shoe polish sort of solution. But I think, as we look at kind of the emerging trends of millennial and Gen X, I don't know, I think gifting is probably, more in the seasonal space makes more sense, maybe as a secondary placement. But yeah, that would be my answer to that question.
Great, thank you. Great presentation.
Thank you.
Darren?
Hi, great presentation as well. One of my questions is, what type of stores are you looking to go into? Traditional retail, conventional, or more outdoor stores?
I think everywhere. I mean, the truth of the matter is, while we've chosen to focus this product on, an outdoor space for now, it also works on your leather couch. If your car has leather in it, right? It works on any type of leather except suede. I think given, the positioning of the product right now, again, sort of focusing in folks that are in geographic areas that are focused on, outdoor and sports, but that over the last 5 years, that universe has grown dramatically.
And then one other follow-up question. So is your product considered natural, or what would differentiate?
Well,
it against
that
your
word
competitors?
natural is a dangerous word. It means a lot of things to a lot of different people. We're really more focused on the efficacy. We do have natural products in it, but I wouldn't feel comfortable putting an all-natural title on us.
John?
Yeah, thanks. Great presentation as well. Just to get more specific, if we weren't grocery buyers, what would be your ideal buyer to be pitching to? What channel specifically?
Specialty retail or outdoor sports. Yep.
And then you talked about a couple different promotional windows. Is this seasonal, like a seasonal peaks and valleys to this type of product, or do you see it selling pretty consistently as people just reload?
Yeah. I think it's got a pretty consistent base with some seasonal peaks as you head into like right now, right? People are starting to think about, especially in this community, I've got to get my ski gloves and my gear out and make sure that everything fits and is still in working order. But also, we have a big following in the equine industry as well. And so as you head into spring, right, or thinking about, okay, I'm going to get out and hike again. So those are the two, I think, peak windows, but it's relevant all year long. We recommend that people condition their leather once a season.
Yeah, great job, Tiffany. I love the retro style that you held on to from grandfather's days. That's pretty cool. I thought you got your local on the tin pretty well there. I don't remember seeing the box, but that's a great place to show. I didn't see that, so maybe you're doing that. And I'm just wondering, like, where would I have discovered your product if I wasn't here today? I've been to the outdoor retailer show in Denver, but I haven't seen you other than that. So where would I come across you in the world?
How about the end cap of Newport Market?
That's the problem. That's the problem with that, getting in the corporate office. You don't know what's in your own store.
Yeah. Part of my job is growing distribution, right? And I've only been at this a year, so I've really been working on the fundamentals. So you'd find us at a few places here in town, and then we have customers in Texas and Florida, where you can imagine the climate is really needed. But we're still growing our distribution.
Yeah, so that's a trick, right? Because of the expense of going to a trade show like an outdoor retail.
It's hard.
How many tins are you going to sell? And that's the game, right?
Yep.
Well, I hope you enjoy not doing your corporate job and doing this.
Oh, this is way better, let me tell you, all day long. Yeah, this is really fun.
Glad we're supporting you, Tiffany.
Awesome. Tiffany/Madonna, thank you so much for the time and a fantastic presentation. Okay, this is round two of, we mentioned this is a huge prize pack. It's actually totally valued at more than $15,000. So these are the next three sponsors contributing to the prize. So first, Newport Markets. Their commitment to and quality has earned them the title of Best Grocery Store in Central Oregon multiple times, creating a fun and vibrant shopping experience for all. Newport's own Joe and Zinaldo will be providing the winner with a one-on-one product review valued at $400. Thank you, Joe. I don't think he knows he did that. I don't write the slide. I just read the slide. 500. I need bidders. Never mind. Got to stay on script. Next up, we've got Resonate IP. They are a full-service intellectual property law firm focused on trademark and brand protection, serving both startups and established companies with personalized, cost-effective legal representation. They will be providing our winner with a legal review of intellectual property and preliminary USPTO search for conflicting trademarks valued at $550. So thank you to Resonate IP. Last up, I'm going to embarrass him. Where is he? He's probably hiding. Dang it. Okay, well, last up we've got, igniting growth and solving problems. DeMaria Consulting provides packaging and branding services that helps brand innovate and grow. Our winner receives packaging optimization and innovation consulting valued at $500 from our very own Dominic DeMaria. Is he hiding in the back? No, he's somewhere. He's got the best hair. He's awesome. If you haven't met Dominic, so thank you to Dominic for that very generous offer. Next up, we've got Cody with the Bliss. So Cody, step on out here, man. Have a great time.
Max.
Sorry, Max. Sorry, everybody. This is Max with the Bliss, not Cody.
Hey everyone, I'm Max with the Bliss. Thank you guys. I know what you're probably all wondering. What the funk is a funk tail? I'm going to get to that after a brief history. So Bliss's story really starts about 30 years ago when my dad, Jim Bendis, started Bend Distillery and the Crater Lake Spirits brand. He spent the next 2 decades building one of America's most award-winning craft distilleries. So I grew up in the craft industry, inspired by my dad and by the community of Central Oregon, the craft community. So it only made sense that one day we'd start a project together. So fast forward to 2014, cannabis was just legalized in Oregon, and with the U.S. Farm Bill, hemp was legalized across the nation. While the industry was in its infancy, we had a vision that one day people would enjoy hemp and cannabis beverages as casually as they do beer, wine, and spirits. That's when we formulated our first Ablis infusions. And as active and health-conscious consumers ourselves, we had a simple mission: to create products for active and healthy individuals with functional ingredients. So now, almost 10 years later, Ablis is one of Oregon's most recognizable and successful hemp beverage brands. We currently produce and sell 18 hemp-infused product SKUs and have 1,000 points of distribution in Oregon alone. In addition to this, we're proud to be recognized as, proud to be voted for Best of Central Oregon in multiple categories, Best CBD Brand and Best CBD Beverage. So, although our mission hasn't changed, the beverage industry is changing a lot in recent years. While people still drink socially, they're moving away from alcohol. And this shift comes along a growing focus on natural and healthier alternatives. Consumers can turn to NA beer, spirits, or mocktails, but these options often just taste like alcohol, or don't taste good at all, and don't often offer any effect or benefits. Alternatively, they can turn to high-dose cannabis found in dispensaries, but the opposite is true. The effect is much too strong, and you could end up couch-locked in a paranoid haze for the rest of the night. Anyone experienced? Raise your hand. Yeah. Too much THC is not a good time. So the hemp beverage market is booming because of this. Minnesota alone is looking at a $200 million industry with over 4,000 licensed retailers. Many of these products, however, are infused with artificial ingredients, sweeteners, and sometimes untrustworthy practices. So this leaves a gap in the market for a balanced and approachable product from a brand you can trust. So what the funk is a funk tail? It is a whole new category of beverages that we've created. It combines the flavor of a well-made mocktail, so it tastes really good. It has functional benefits, and it has a low dose of THC for a light buzz. Funk tails are functional, they're really fun, and if you have too many, you might get a little funked up. So, our first release in our funk tail category is called Ascend. In just about 12 weeks, it's already become our #3 best-selling flavor. It's designed to help you rise to any occasion with natural caffeine from guarana for a little energy boost, ashwagandha for mood, L-theanine for focus, and real hemp THC and CBD for that balanced, subtle effect. All this goodness comes with just 30 calories and 4 grams of added organic cane sugar per serving, and it's so refreshing. It's a delicious blend of wild berries, a hint of citrus and rose. It's lightly carbonated, and it's easily shareable with 2 servings per can. The non-alcoholic beverage market is growing, and the low-dose THC subcategory is set to grow even faster. The funk tails are the perfect solution for customers seeking a fun, functional new beverage. So, Ablis, we take our retailer and customer relationships really seriously. As a retailer, we know you'll love working with Ablis. With current distribution in chains like Market of Choice, New Seasons, Plaid Pantry, and many other independent grocery and convenience stores, we already have the experience to help our products thrive in your stores and the longevity and the customer base to prove it. We provide competitive pricing and promo specials consistently throughout the year, and we support these efforts with demos, in-store signage, POS, and giveaways, and we're also happy to negotiate free fills and slotting to help boost Ablis' success in store. So, in summary, with superior taste, natural and functional ingredients, and balanced cannabinoids, Ablis products offer exactly what customers are looking for, and our new Funk Tails capture the rapidly growing NA and hemp beverage market. Thanks, guys. And
Super well
as a
done.
special for the crowd, use the code PitchSlam to save some money. on our-
Fantastic presentation, Max. Sorry again.
That's okay.
John, do you want to kick us off with some feedback?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously carry the product, so we're big fans. Can you just talk? We were talking a little bit earlier about recent activity down in California where they've removed CBD products from the shelves, and what your plan is to pivot against that as a brand, really. And then my second question is just around what you're doing around testing heavy metals, et cetera.
Yeah, so I'll answer the first part first. We've actually teamed up with a bunch of local brands. These guys right here. We formed a coalition, and we are doing as much as we can to battle the big industry that's against us. California is confusing. The Hemp Beverage Alliance is trying their best to turn that around. But fortunately, Oregon has really laid out rules. Oregon's doing a great job. I wish every state would kind of just copy us, honestly. And then for testing, yeah, we take that very seriously. Our supply, we can test basically from seed to can in every single product. We probably test it more than we need to, a lot more than we need to, but we just care about what we put in there. So.
We appreciate that as well. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
So I had a quick question. So do you plan to use, how are you distributing right now? Through distributors or just through local distributors? What's your plan at the moment?
Kind of a hybrid. We use local distributors. We have distributors in a few states, and then we do some direct to wholesale. We can kind of do whatever, honestly. So we're pretty flexible. We don't have a national distributor yet, but yeah, we're wanting to expand.
And then the follow-up question is what was the retail price again?
$3.99 is for pretty much all of our cans. Is suggested retail $3.99 to $4.49.
And then how does that compare to your competitors?
It's really in line with other competitors. We like to consider ourselves one of the higher end CBD and new Funk Tail line, but we're right in line with competitors. Yeah.
Great presentation. I love the local and I love the story. Where are you located at in the grocery stores? Is it in the non-alcohol tab
Good question.
section?
Yeah, so far, everything is kind of staying within the non-alcohol, kind of next to kombucha, the functional beverage kind of area. But I kind of vision that the THC stuff might go with NA beer and other products like that, since it's an adult use only product. So we'll see where they all land in stores in the future, but for now it just goes with all the other NA goodness.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Max, first of all, thanks for not mentioning me as carrying your product. I did adjust one of your numbers on here. We do carry your product. I knew Max. I knew Max would hear this stuff. No, love your product. It kind of reminds me of a lady named Jamie that ran a kombucha mama back in the day and turned it into a hum kombucha and told me it was going to change the world. And I smiled and said, "You're cute. We'll carry it. We'll see what happens." And boom, here we go. So I think your product seems to be along that track right now. And so I hope it does have that kind of success, because she was dead on. And I think hopefully you're right too.
Thank you.
I know you were talking to Wyden and people the other day about your product. So I do wonder, and I think it's following off of John, just what obstacles do you have today in educating our average customer on THC, right?
Yeah.
A few years ago, it was CBD and scary and what is it? And I think we're kind of getting past that a little bit now, but now we're right on the cusp of the THC. Oh my gosh. And us retailers are having to answer the question. So the education of us to them, meaning our cashiers, and who knows what we're saying, right? So what challenges and what can you tell us or not tell us?
It is pretty challenging, especially with THC. It affects people so differently. So it's hard to do like a one-size-fits-all kind of approach to it, because 2 milligrams for someone might get them pretty stoned, but for someone else, they might not notice it at all. So it's almost impossible to do this education thing without, here, try it, see what happens, start small, and that's what we suggest. Just everyone start with a little bit, see how it affects you, and, make sure it's adult use only. It's 21 plus. We don't want this in the hands of kids. We're not marketing it to kids at all. And then just little by little, just like the CBD thing, it's just going to take a long time, I think. Grassroots. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what we do. We do a lot of events. We do a lot of outreach. And we just talk to people. And, we have some good friends out here. Ryan Stuckey with Downshift. They're doing the same thing. So.
Max, I think a demo in the store with like inflatable pillows would be just
that'd be great.
Love that idea. Awesome, Max. Thank you again so much. Round of applause for Max. Okay, we're on to step 3 of our sponsor package here. So want to give Collective Pallet a shout out. They offer co-warehousing and fulfillment services, and they provide flexible and affordable storage, shipping, and logistical support for businesses in Central Oregon. Thank you. They offer memberships with no long-term commitment and are licensed for food and beverage storage. Our lucky winner receives free onboarding and 50% off storage fees for the first 6 months, valued at $2,000. So big shout out to Collective Pallet. Next up, I want to shout out Jules. Come on, raise your hand, really raise it. No, there you go. Jules is with Orchid Holistic Search, and they are an executive search firm specializing in recruiting leadership for mission-driven health-conscious, and natural products brands, using a custom holistic approach to find culturally aligned leaders. They are providing a regenerative company culture session valued at $500. Thank you so much, Jules. Last up, we've got Express Printing. They are a full-service commercial print shop based in Sisters, Oregon, specializing in digital, offset, and large format printing, as well as direct mail marketing and fulfillment services. They offer end-to-end solutions from design to mailing, helping businesses streamline their printing and mailing processes. They are providing our winner with an additional $500 in printing services. So thank you to Express Printing. All right, next up, we've got Claudia from RioGood. Welcome, Claudia, to the stage.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Claudia. I'm founder of RioGood. So this is our product. It's a vegan or vegetarian cheese bread mix. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. You can see from my accent, I'm from Texas. I'm originally from Brazil. I became vegan 80 years ago, binge-watched all the documentaries. Cold turkey, I became vegan. Told my family, if you want to meat, you go buy it and you go cooked. Guess what happened? The whole family became vegan. So I was in Brazil a little bit before the pandemic, and I was in a party, cheese bread everywhere. Couldn't have it because I'm vegan. And I figured out there is no cheese bread vegan nowhere. So I came back to the United States. I was a preschool teacher at that time. And went to the kitchen and started developing a vegan cheese bread. Wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, work for 1 year developing this recipe. All my friends, all the parents from the preschool ate and did a survey of cheese bread for a year. Finally, I got a product, frozen vegan cheese bread. And then I come up, how am I going to ship this? I'm not. Went back to the kitchen, I make my recipe into a dry mix. And our name is Cheesy because it's cheesy with nutritional yeast and super easy to make. I want to make something that is super easy to make. You mix oil and water, and bake in the oven on an air fryer, with a tweak that you can always add a little bit of shredded cheese if you want to. So my first year on the farmer's market, didn't know what I was doing, like most of the entrepreneurs over here. Did a research on the farmer's market. And you're not going to believe this, but I was still in the pandemic, and I sell them without tasting, without sampling. And I start asking the customers, why do you like this? Why do you don't like it? Do you like the size? Do you like the other size? And I start changing. We changed a lot of things since I started. And today we have that cheese bread. So we have 4 flavors. And the problem is solutions today. Today, the vegan, healthy, conscious customers, vegetarian, people are looking for alternative food. And because of the globalization and social media, they are looking for different foods as well. We are sustainable, gluten-free, vegan, soy-free, grain-free, allergen-friendly, delicious and family-friendly, with a global flavor. I'll compare with our competitors. Thanks to Brazil Bites, a lot of people know what cheese bread is today, but we are the only one that are vegan. We use compostable bags, and we are healthier than the other ones, and super easy to make. I'm going to stop a little bit about cheese bread, and I'm going to talk about our Parmesan. Is our other product. Is a blend of cashew flowers, Brazil nuts, nutritional yeast, and spices. It's a vegan Parmesan that you can sprinkle on your food. We pair with fixer food. Barbara makes a pesto sauce with our Parmesan, and Brown Bag Popcorn make their first vegan popcorn in their store. And we are partnering to do some other flavors of the Parmesan to sell in her store. And today we do bags of 25 ounces as well. Because of the social media globalization, as I already told you, people are looking for other products. Just to give you an example, in 1994, I was living in Australia, and we were in a meeting, and they asked us, what you can bring to our country today? What skills do you have? What you do to make money today? In 1994, I told them that I was going to bring coconut water to Australia. And everybody looked at me, what? Today, you find coconut water on the gas station on the corner at Costco. 3 brands at least. And 2032, the vegan market is going to reach $64 billion. So this is our price, wholesale price. Retail price is about 45% market. And how we support the retailers, we have social media, collaborations with everybody, we do promotions, and we sample everywhere. We won 2021, we are finalists for international flavor. We got nutritional flavor 2022 with a cheese bread, and in 2023, we got with excellence with the cheese bread as well. Done.
Mike, hey, there we go. Thank you so much. Round of applause
Welcome.
again. Every time I see that first image of the cheese bread, it literally makes me salivate. That first image is so good. Let's have Darren kick it off first this round, if that's okay. And you shout out to the judges. They're doing a great job, just like coordinating amongst themselves. Great work. But Darren, feedback for Claudia.
Great job on presentation. I love the packaging.
Thank
One of
you.
the questions I had is compared to the frozen ready to bake, what is the price per serving? And how do you compare to them?
You have to go back to that slide. No, sorry, I have to go back.
They'll do it in
One
the back.
more. There you go. The price is more or less the same, if I can remember. I look at all of them, but I think the Cheesy Bright, we're more or less the same price for the amount they have. I think we make a little bit more than them. And the frozen is frozen. What I tell the customers, when you buy a dry mix and you bake it at home, and we made super, super simple that children can make it, you have them fresh. It doesn't taste like frozen. And plus, we want to be sustainable, so we don't use energy. We don't have trucks to carry them frozen, and it's healthy for you in general.
Oh, Great answer. And then where do you see your product living in the grocery store? What other categories would you
Probably on baking.
Okay.
Probably on baking. And the cheese, the Parmesan cheese is between pasta or in between cheeses, the vegan cheeses.
Back to me, Claudia, great job. Yeah, I like the packaging, but one comment on the packaging, I've noticed it at the store, the type of packaging falls over, right? And
Yes.
So, I get your compostable and that kind of stuff, but do remember that? And I see
Yes.
it nodding your head like,
Yes.
yep, I got that because it's
Yes.
just, and then oftentimes you're probably looking at the bottom of the bag, like I don't actually know what that is. So a different bag in your future, maybe.
Yeah, we are looking into that. We start giving like boxes to put the package in there. And we thought in 2024, you're gonna have amazing recyclable, compostable bags. Unfortunately, we do not have. So we are looking to go to another packaging because we cannot sell those in Amazon. So we already that bag. So we are already on the trajectory to change that. It's going to be our next step.
I do like the cheese bites when they're right out of the oven. I've noticed,
Yeah.
right? It's
Mhm.
kind of like hot cheese. Like, oh, that's excellent.
Uh-huh.
When it cools down. You're like,
Yeah. And it's vegan, and if you still eat cheese, you still can have ours because you can add your shredded cheese. It doesn't need to be 100% vegan. And when I start the company, I start for the vegan market. Today, the lactose intolerance is even huge, and they are not vegan. They just cannot have dairy. It's a big market today.
Yeah, I think that's true. We probably all agree on that. And then I did a couple months ago have the vegan Parmesan, and I was blown away at how good it was.
Yeah.
I did not expect that.
Yeah, that one, we're selling 25 ounces for whole stores now, wholesale, and we are developing 2 other flavors on that one. Thank you.
Great. Great presentation.
Thank
Love
you.
the packaging, other than, I was going to ask about it falling over as well.
Yeah.
Just that. What are your current distribution methods?
I am distributing myself, so I charge for shipping. A few places like Marker of Choice, they have an amazing module, so I just drop a Bend office and they store and they distribute for everybody. But now I have to charge shipping. There are some stores that I do not. Bob's Red Mill is one of them because I buy the ingredients for a very good price and they sell my product over there. So we have, when I said the last slide that I couldn't talk much, that is kind of collaboration that I do. And you're welcome.
Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation and the feedback.
Thank you. Awesome.
This is our last, and this is a lot of sponsors donating to this prize package. Super, super cool. This is the last round we're gonna showcase. We've got Amanda Photographic is a Bend, Oregon-based photographer focusing on capturing authentic stories through wedding, portrait, and small business photography, blending creativity with a personal touch. Our winner will receive a lifestyle photography session valued at $1,500. Amanda has also very generously been supporting Cultivate Bend by documenting our Cultivate Live event today. You may have seen her wandering around low with cameras. Is she here somewhere? There she is. Yeah, in the back. Thank you so much for everything you do. We've also got Seven Peaks Production. They are a creative studio specializing in visual storytelling through photography, videography, and cinematography, delivering tailored content for commercials, documentaries, and brand visuals. They are providing our winner with studio product photography valued at $1,500. Thank you to Seven Peaks Production. And lastly, we've got Delve Media. Delve Media is an award-winning content production company recognized for their exceptional work in creating TV series and commercials that always keep the audience entertained. They are providing our winner with video production services valued at $2,500. So thank you so much to Delve Media for your contribution. All right, next up, we've got our final pitch. This is Jade with Off-Piste Provisions. Welcome, Jade, to the stage.
Let me take you on a journey. From boomers to Gen Zers, consumers are increasingly recognizing the importance of protein as a fundamental component of their diet. We can see from this graph here, which highlights the trend, with protein consistently being a top 100 search term on Amazon. But here's the challenge. Consumers, when looking for protein snacks, struggle to find options which have natural and sustainable ingredients. They end up falling back to their old ways of eating, B-grade options, and later feeling discontent and unaligned with their health aspirations. Now imagine this. You walk into a store, and in front of you is a range of clean label, high protein, animal-free jerky and pork rinds that taste amazing. Loaded with 46% protein, low in calories, high in fiber, and an ingredients list that even your grandmother would recognize. What's more, it has science to back up an 83% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions compared to conventional beef jerky. My name is Jade Gray. I'm the founder of Off-Piste Provisions. Our consumers use our products to feel empowered to stay on their wellness journey, to be the best version of themselves, and to turn up every day with their health as a priority. So what was the impetus behind the brand? I had a brief career in raising cattle, running butcheries, and running meat processing plants. And I quickly got disillusioned with the industrialized meat sector. I then went on a journey. And I had a mission to create a more sustainable, nutritious, and just food system. And so hence, in 2020, I approached New Zealand's leading food science university. And a year later, Off-Piste Provisions launched our innovative yellow pea jerky to the market. Off-Piste Provisions, meaning a ski term, going off the beaten path. So why are we so confident about this product? We truly believe it's the most impressive protein snack in the market at present. Let's look at the science. If we compare across the 4 categories of protein snacks and CPG, we smash the competition on protein. And it's not just the level of protein, it's the fact that it's a clean protein, and it covers a complete amino acid profile. What's more, if we look at our meat counterpart, you'll see that obviously we're cholesterol-free, but also we have a healthy dose of fiber, and gluten, soy, and of course, animal-free. If we look at the bars and the cookies, we don't come with a hefty calorie count, which so many of our consumers want. So, to the buyers on stage, why stock Off-Piste Provisions? Well, I can tell you that if we look at the ultimate reason for us, it's because we will bring incremental sales to your store. We bring new buyers to the category. These are pain points which people currently feel as seen on Amazon with that review. We're offering a proposition that doesn't currently exist in the market. What's more, we're currently ranged in 700 stores in New Zealand and Australia, with an average velocity of 3.2 per week per SKU per product. Now, this is in a market where a category is a niche within a niche. So in the US, I'm fascinated to see what kind of velocity we can get in a market where both plant-based and jerky are considered more mainstream options. I think lastly, we love to work with the local communities we work with. And here in Bend, we're currently onboarding our first employee in the US based in Bend. We're working with the Collective Pallet as our 3PL. We're currently talking to co-packers in the Oregon region, and we're also engaged with local conservation groups around product sponsorship. Lastly, I'd like to highlight how do we move velocity, because to us, that is everything. And Joe, you'll be pleased to hear that last week, your store just went from 3 SKUs and took our entire range, based on a 3-month, 3 SKU trial. So we're getting encouraging signs this brand really will take off in the US. In terms of in-store support, firstly, we have high local, a robust marketing external plan around socials. In-store sampling is king. And last and not least, we have a really innovative pipeline of new products coming through the system. Thank you.
And Jade, thank you so much. We'll have Tommy kick this one off. Feedback for Off-Piste.
All right, great presentation.
Thank you,
And I know plant-based is really coming along. And in that category, so where do you see yourself in a traditional grocery store? Because I know currently a lot of times it's with the jerky, which does not make vegan customers or
Yeah, it is with
plant-based
the
customers
it is
really
with the
happy.
jerky, and the reason for that is that our whole mission is to have impact. We are tackling climate change, which in New Zealand, greenhouse gas emissions, the vast majority are from the agricultural sector and livestock. So if we're going to have impact, our end user are not vegans. We love the vegan community. Our end user are people who are trying to reduce meat and flexitarians. These are people who are trying to cut back their red meat. They don't want to give up the experience, but if they find an option which gives them the same taste, and that's a key part of our product, it tastes amazing. If they don't have to compromise on taste, so many consumers want to make that shift. And that's, I think, what defines us from the current plant-based options.
Great.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So I didn't quite, sorry, I might have missed it. So are you looking at being in the jerky set in a traditional grocery store? Is that typically where you are
Correct.
still?
That would
Okay, so
still
you're trying
be
to transition that
exactly.
meat eating,
Yep. And some
protein-looking consumer to the plant-based consumer.
correct. People are looking for options, protein options, and often the jerky sits with the peanuts and the bars, and they can be quite similar snacking categories. So, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
I just had one question. So how does your price per serving compare to a meat option typically? Is it
So
less-
compared to meat, we're around about a 15 to 20% difference in price. But I think consumers who are looking for these offerings, as long as it tastes good, that's the thing. If it tastes good and there's no compromise in terms of the experience, they're more than willing to pay for that option. And then compared to our contemporaries, we generally price around the same amount, slightly higher potentially. But I think that comes back to our reviews online and whatnot, where we are currently tracking the highest in category.
And I definitely like that you emphasize the protein, so I'd probably make that a little larger.
Yeah,
Our
right.
Consumers are definitely looking to more higher protein than they are lower protein at this point. So
Yep.
I'd definitely maybe emphasize that a little bit more in the
Thank you.
packaging.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that it's working well at Newport Market. I mean, seriously, Jay, I knew he carried that one. But Jade, I mean, hands down, congratulations on the packaging.
Thank you.
Right? I mean, we go to a lot of trade shows. We see a lot of product. I mean, when I see somebody coming out with another jerky or a bar or a water, I kind of smile and think, good luck.
Yeah.
Here we go. But I mean, honestly, looking at your packaging, I mean, I think you nailed it. You got it out there, and it's different. And I think that's what we're seeing at Newport. And then, of course, when they try the product and completely agree with the protein content, that's really good too. But man, to get it in their hands, it's the packaging. So, congrats.
I think on that, we've got to break the halo around a lot of vegan products where people have had a bad experience. And that's what Off-Piste does. You know, if biggest feedback is like, oh, wow. And it's a surprise. It's always a surprise. They're expecting something which tasted like, crap, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's what's, we've got to break that halo because there has been some bad, examples have gone through.
Oh, I've eaten plenty of those. That won't happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the clean label. Active, I mean, for Ben, that's a great product, right? Active, outdoor, all the protein, plant-based. I'm not surprised that it's working for us, but I think I just really wanted to focus in and say great job on the packaging because that is not an easy task. So
As a shout out to my partner, Kerry, in the stand. She's our creative director, so thanks, Kerry. Yeah.
good hire, good hire.
I was just going to ask you about as you know, probably it's a highly promoted category. Lots of discounts happening. What
Is
is
this
your
jerky or plant-based jerky?
plant-based,
Yeah, plant-based.
snacks in
Gotcha.
general? What is your plan outside of the other promote or the support things you mentioned, like demos and things like that? What does that look like for a retailer? How many weeks of promotion are you going to bring to the table?
Yes, I think generally as a starting point, and each contract's different, and it has different value adds depending on maybe it's a new market or a new channel for us. But for standard natural foods, we'd look at around about 10 weeks deep cut promotion, 10 weeks everyday low price, and then a 36-week MSRP. Yeah.
Awesome. Jade, thank you again so much. Buyers, thank you so much for the feedback.
Thank you. Cheers.
Awesome. I was going to say, let's do it. Let's give another round of applause to everybody who pitched. It takes a lot of courage to get up here and share your story. So courage to everybody.